10 points on your number strip. Just got to be alive. Okay, yesterday we took a test. Yeah, we all know I should put quotes around that.
Thank you.
We took a test. Did you remember to show me your worksheet and your study guide? Some people have not. Make sure you fix that. Thankfully, I have a little bit of free time this afternoon, so no, your grade hasn't been anyway, I'm going to get to update grades this afternoon, so have you shown me these things? If not, you need to. We're going to get a maze today that should be in your hands now because you picked up the piece of paper on the podium on your way in because you're smart. I know it says math workshop test. I posted on Google Classroom last night to bring your notebook to class today. We're going to try to do that today as well. It's going to be fine if that bleeds into Monday. Hey, then you know what to go home and anyway. I'm not dumb. There's a math workshop test today as well. We're going to do it the way we did things yesterday. So if Dre is stuck on number 8, she asks me, I'll give her a hint. If she tries again on number 8, I'll give her another hint. Like we'll run it like a checkpoint. If that's what Drea wants to do. If she wants to just get up and take the 0 on the math workshop test, it's up to her. Life's hard, I know. Sad day is that you took trig. Algebra 2 with trig, and we've barely done trig. So we are going to do trig today, and we're going to do trig Monday, and we're going to keep trigging it out. And there is going to be another test. So sorry, life's so hard. And Drea should also get 100 on this next test because I'm posting it on Google Classroom. She's literally going to get to do it on her own time at home, which would be a great thing to try to handle on E-Day or whatever, but it's going to be new. I think I'll leave it open until next Saturday. I don't know. You would like to have it done by next Friday. DJ is smart. He understands that Miss Compton expects it to be perfect. While DJ can probably handle it on his own, DJ should confirm that his paper is perfect before he turns it in. DJ can take a picture and upload it to Google Classroom. He can bring me a hard copy of his work. He can print off the test and then write on that. I don't care what DJ does as long as he gets it to me. The only way he's going to make a 0 is if he doesn't get it to me. So in first period was like, Miss Compton, have you tried cheating before? And it's not cheating if I'm telling you I understand you're going to Google. I do anticipate that. So is it really cheating then? That's a debate. And then second of all, I don't know how y'all Google things. Clearly you need a class on how to Google. But that's my favorite math website, wolframalpha.com. It's my favorite math website. I didn't bring home my calculator last night, and I needed to do a log problem. I told it, there's a problem on your math workshop test, and I wanted to confirm I had the right answer. So I said log 64 parentheses 8, and guess what? It gave me the right answer. So that's my favorite math website, FYI.
What's the name?
It is on the back of what we're going to do today. Okay, so we've got 3 problems, and let's be honest. Oh, I should probably do that. I can zoom out. I'm smart. We got 3 problems from our math workshop, semester exam study guide to do today, and let's be honest, Allison's forgotten how to do this. Allison was supposed to say, since it's a negative exponent, she was supposed to say 1 over 25 to the 3 halves, which could be written as 1 over the square root of 25 raised to the 3rd. So 1 over 5 to the 3rd, which is 1 over 125. Now that's how Allison was supposed to do math. That's not what Allison did, though. How could Allison actually figure out this answer without actually doing that work? Hint, look at my hands. Type it in the calculator. So if you did 25 raised to the negative 3 halves, oh, it's 0.008, yay. Is 1 divided by 125.08? Yes, they're the same thing. Yay! If your test is multiple choice, if it's given as fractions and your calculator gives you decimals, notice here, your calculator can swap to fractions. If you press the math button, then frac, yay, your calculator knows how to put things as fractions. So literally, Allison could just use the calculator. So on number 11, she's going to put it in her calculator. When she puts it in her calculator, what should she be careful with on number 11? Yes, why should she be careful with parentheses? It could change the sign. So in this one, it actually works out where it's supposed to be negative 8. But you know in life, if you do negative 2 squared, you get negative 4. Whereas if you do negative 2 in parentheses squared, you get positive 4. So you've got to be careful and make sure you put it the way you see it on your paper. Otherwise, you're going to miss easy points. Because if you think the math teacher doesn't have the negative version as an answer choice, she does. Okay, side day number 12, I can't put in my calculator because of that darn x. So what we're going to do is 125 raised to the 2/3 and x to the 6 raised to the 2/3. I can type 125 raised to the 2/3 in my calculator. I get 25. So I know it's 25 something. I should probably write it over here. Now to deal with that 6 and 2/3. When we're raising a power, what do we do to our exponents? You do not add them. When you're raising a power, you multiply. So I'm supposed to do 6 times 2/3, which I believe is 4. So it's 25x to the 4. But let's be honest, you're probably going to ask your calculator. 6 times 2/3. Yep, really is 4. Because it's 25x to the 4th. So 10, 11, and 12 I figured out using my calculator. Fun times. Are there any questions about this? Okay, well then what stinks is that it's like we give you different pieces to the puzzle before we show you the whole puzzle. So we just learned right triangle trig. So you've learned a little bit about SOHCAHTOA and cosecant, cotangent, and all that jazz. And now I'm going to tell you we're about to learn a little bit about angles. And I swear to goodness, they all connect when we get to this thing called the unit circle. It's just going to take us a couple days to get to there where you're like, now this all makes sense. So today we're going to talk about angles. We're going to talk about them pretty fast. The main that you're going to do is on the back of this. It is not due today, but Allison could probably knock it out today. She's that good. So if you look at your handout, they tell you in the notes that there's something called an initial side to an angle and a terminal side. I taught geometry 3 years. If you think I remembered it was called initial side and terminal side, you're wrong. I don't. So you don't have to necessarily know those vocab terms. But saying all that, you do need to know a couple little tiny things. One thing you need to know about when we read an angle is that we actually read counterclockwise. So let's say this is 45 degrees. We're saying from here going up to here we covered 45 degrees. And another thing you need to know is we have this little coordinate plane. If we were to make it the entire way around the coordinate plane, so we started here, we went up 45, we kept on going, we went around the entire coordinate plane. How many degrees would we have traveled? What kind of circle did I draw? We traveled 360 because I drew a circle. So all the way around we drew it'd be 360. So if we went at 0, we moved all the way back around and came back to the beginning and we'd gone 360 degrees. Well, that's fine. So if there are 1, 2, 3, 4 slots, yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Is it actually like that we read it counterclockwise?
Yeah.
In terms of that, does that actually like make an impact? Because it won't be the same number of degrees either way when we read it?
No, and we're about to see that. That's a good question, and no. That's where the negative ones are coming from if we read clockwise. I figured you would be. Okay, so 360 divided by 4 is 90, meaning so each dash is a 90 degree mark. So the first dash is 90, next dash 180, next dash 270. So while Derica doesn't actually need to know initial side, terminal side, she does need to know when she's reading things that when she starts off here, she's at 0. The next arrow up is 90 degrees. That arrow to the left is 180, and that arrow below is 270. She does need to know that. Now we're in a hurry, plus we're pretty lazy, so when it says sketch at 100 degrees, my initial side is always right here. The terminal side or whatever is always right here. 100 is kind of close to 90, so I'm going to draw it about here. So what we're saying is we've gone up from here to here. We went 100 degrees. Okay, so again, I know it's 90, I know it's 180, I know it's 270. Do you have to put the numbers down every time? No. Does it help? Maybe. Okay, so 225 is somewhere between 180 and 270. I bet it's about in the middle. I'm just kind of making a good old guess today. In a hurry, not in the mood. Bless you. There we go. 225. Woo! So what we're saying is that our angle opened up 225 degrees. And then it says 210. Well, that one looks pretty easy too. 90 here, 180 here, 270 here. Just like our last example, it's going to be over here in that third quadrant. But 210 is going to be a little bit closer to 180 than 225 was. Again, we're just making our best guess. We're not getting out a protractor and measuring it exactly. And nobody got time for that this now that you're out of geometry. Okay, now those three seem pretty easy. And then if you look at 2 and 6, suddenly we've got negatives, which is what Xavier was asking about. He's like, does it matter this counterclockwise, clockwise thing? And it does. Negative 75 means we've gone clockwise 75 degrees. Exactly, Andrew. So we've gone clockwise 75 degrees. So again, this is 0, 360, 90, 180, 270. So I've gone back 75 degrees. So I'm somewhere in here. And again, Miss Compton's just making a quick old guess. And so negative 45 degrees. I've gone back from 360. I've gone back 45, so a little less. Now, if you don't like this negative degree one, so I'm saying if we go clockwise, that's when we're going negative degrees. If you don't like going negatives, you don't have to. If you did 360 minus 45 or 360 minus 75, it's going to end up being this exact same position. It's like if the clock moved forward to the 3 or backwards to the 3. Regardless, the hand ended up on the 3. Same idea. It's the same spot. They're called coterminal then. But anyway, so if we did 360 minus 75, that's 285. Hey, I feel like I drew that at about 285. $360 minus 45, that's 315. Hey, I feel like if I had started here and gone all the way around, that I drew that at about 315 anyway. Okay, so the negative ones aren't that bad. And then we get to 4 and 7. What's the deal with those? Why are they so big? Yeah, so they've gone around and then they go around a little extra. So if we do 450 minus 360, we'll figure out the extra they went. That's 90. So what this means, so it's at the 90. But again, what this means is that they went all the way around 360 degrees. And then they went 90 more. That's how they got to here. Okay, so 540 minus 360 is, I think, 180. Which seems weird because then we have a flat line. Because this is 90, this is 180, 270, 0 and 260. Same spot. But you're like, well, the clock sometimes looks like that. And it still makes sense because, again, what they did, to go 540 degrees, they went around all 360, and then they went around 180 more, which is how they got to this spot. Okay, are there any questions about this? On the back, start your maze. For instance, at the start box, if you notice, they went down. They went clockwise, so this was a negative 135. So my first move would be this way. If you follow your maze around, figuring stuff out, you'll end on the end. It's not due today. We won't make it due till Monday. Are there any questions about this?